Hi dears, welcome back and welcome to the recent update on the situation here in Spain and our sunny Benidorm region. So for today we have quite a few news. I hope you'll enjoy watching them. As for the situation that we have right now, in general in Spain, the number of cases are approximately the same without any kind of major changes. That would make us worry even more. So for the last 24 hours, we have 6,393 new cases. The index of people getting sick is rising up slightly, but again, it's normal because bars and restaurants are open. We've been on the streets a lot more because the weather is very nice. We are more sociable. We go to the beach, we go somewhere to an open air areas. Somewhere on the terrace. So basically it's normal that people gather together quite a lot right now, more than in winter when it was cold and basically we were all in our houses. So the index is 134 for 100,000 people, which is not that much. It's only 6 points approximately more than the one that we had when the situation was slightly better. The one and only region here in Spain that's still maintaining its index, and it's even getting slightly lower and the amount of cases is decreasing. It's, of course, our Valencian region. So this Benidorm region, our area, is basically the only one in Spain that has the lowest number of cases, and we are still in a very, very low risk of getting the virus. So it's just awesome news for us. Well, it's normal because we have one of the strictest restrictions right now here in Spain. So it's basically normal that we have this low number of cases. Hopefully we will maintain that way. Here in Spain, we continue with the vaccination, and Spain has summed to the European Union in terms of asking for more vaccines. And there is a strange thing happening because the European Union has sent about 21 million of doses to the UK, but didn't receive any of the doses from the two fabrics that are inside the UK itself, because UK had a small issue with one of the fabrics. They were not able to prepare the vaccines and finish them. So European Union helped them out. And they said that if we help you, you have to help us. And as soon as you can, send us from one or both fabrics the doses that we need, that you promised us. These are the doses for AstraZeneca vaccine. But it didn't happen. So now European Union is kind of angry. This is normal, basically, because European Union wants desperately to achieve the majority people being immunized before summer, because they know that economy situation, especially in the south countries as ours, as France, Italy, for example, are, their situation is not very good and they need desperately to return to their normal lives, as normal as possible. So what they are saying is, European Union, what they say is that they will stop and block the exports to the countries that have most people immunized, so that have the percentage of people that receive 2 doses, the highest of the whole European Union. So they will stop the export to these countries. What else they will do? They will also stop exporting vaccines to the countries that produce vaccines by themselves, as it might be as it might be UK, for example. So this is basically what's happening. Spain, in 1 week's time already, oh my gosh, in 1 week's time, just didn't realize it's going to be April, but here in Valencian region and a lot of different regions in Spain, in 1 week we will start a massive vaccination. Wow, just realized that. So approximately for us, like people who don't have any pathologies, who don't have any chronic diseases, who are not more than 65, for us basically, probably vaccine will come in about May, end of May, I would say, more or less. But before summer, they want to get immunized almost all people in the Valencian community here in Benidorm area, Alicante, Calpe, Denia, Villajoyosa, San Juan, so in all this area of Mediterranean Sea. So we'll see what's going to happen. But yeah, in 1 week, there's going to be a massive start. So let's see how it will go, especially because the Janssen, so from Johnson & Johnson, the vaccine, will take a little bit longer to come here to Spain. I'm not sure what's happening, but they said that they will need 1 or 2 weeks more to finish the necessary quantity of vaccines to be able to send them here. So we're just waiting for it. A lot of people here in Spain don't want to get vaccinated with AstraZeneca vaccine, to be honest, because they are afraid of blood problems, like the cases that we've had massively in European Union, and I'm sure in UK there was 1 or 2 cases as well, with blood problems. And people are just afraid. Of course, they know that this is a vaccine that has also the less effectivity, although it's more than enough to protect you, yes, but it's less effectivity than the other ones. And people just don't want to get this vaccine. Here in Spain, they've already said that if a person doesn't want to get the vaccine in general, not just the AstraZeneca one, but in general don't want to get vaccinated, then this, let's say this negative point will be put in your medical history. So in your social security, inside the system, it will be put that you've denied to get the vaccine. They say that it's not obligatory to get the vaccine, but to be honest, I think that very, very soon without the vaccination, it's not going to be easy to live in our country, because if a person would like to get another job, for example, which is going to be a very, very probable situation very soon, like in summer, maybe even before then, if a person is not vaccinated, they'll simply not offer them the job position, and that's it. You won't be able to travel without it. You will need to do a lot of testing and spend the money. So yeah, at the end, probably a lot of people will decide to get the vaccine, because without it, it's just going to be a very, very difficult life for us. What else is happening? One of the most famous brands, which is kind of expensive brand here in Spain, it's Adolfo Dominguez. They have a lot of different bags, accessories, men and women clothes as well. And they also have a part of a brand which takes care of more exclusive clothing for concerts, for special events and ceremonies. They are very, very famous as well in New York. And this company was also affected by the pandemics, by all the economical difficulties that we have, and all the world has basically, except China, I think. And they've decided to cut the amount of people that they have working for them by 30%. This is going to be approximately 300 employees, more or less, which will end their contracts, and basically the company will force them to go. Of course, they'll pay some kind of a compensation, but still, it's not going to be enough to survive the whole life. It's just going to be enough for some certain amount of time before you find another job, which is very, very difficult right now, So, for the last year, they've lost approximately 8.3 million euros, although the general amount that they've earned was 115 million euros. So it's not that a big loss, but still for them, having such a big company, worldwide famous, it's quite a big amount that they shouldn't lose. They are concentrating more on the online and digital market right now, because a lot of people shop online, especially now when if you don't like something, you can just send it back very easily, and the refund of money is very, very fast. So a lot of people just do this. This will affect in a lot of people in central offices here in Spain and in some other countries. Although they say that the shops will still be open, there are very few in Spain, but still there are, and they're just going to limit amount of people working in the shops. So this is basically what's happening. Here, another news is that I think a few days ago I've mentioned you that our syndicate of all the hotels in Valencian region, especially here in Benidorm, which is Uzbek. They've launched, let's say, like an offer that's very, very useful for our tourism. They've said that they would agree, so all the hotels agree to cover the majority of the costs of a PCR test, of a negative testing, of all the tourists that want to come from, like Spanish tourists that want to travel to our Valencian region from other areas of Spain. This was approved today. Yes, finally, this was approved by our autonomic region's Secretary for Tourism. So this proposal is going right now to the next step, which is giving it to the government, directly to the president of our region, who is the one in charge to bringing this proposal to the president of our government. Spain. This will happen on Monday. On Monday, they will bring this proposal out to the central government, and then we will know if they approve it or not. If they will approve this, it's not going to be probably immediate effect. This will be for May or like June, hopefully sooner than later. And then all people who want to travel here inside Spain, they will be able to come to the hotels in Benidorm, for example, or in Alicante, Calpe areas, without the necessary quarantine, just by showing that they have a negative PCR test and that they are healthy. That's it. They won't need anything else. This is a very, very good news. What else is happening here? For example, in Spain, you know that we need to present the yearly rent to Hacienda. This is our tax company. And basically, a lot of people are kind of confused what to do if they need to present it, if not. So I just want to say that the ones who are working here, some of you who live here in Spain, I know, and if you work here, if you've had more than 2 companies you worked for, so let's say your company, plus the social security, if you were in ERTE, you have to do the rent of this year, obligatory. And if you receive the minimum, so these 431 or 32 euros that you receive as a minimum help from the social security, you need to do the rent as well. The good news is that before you do it, you can actually prepare yourself and see what's waiting for you. Because once you do the rent, it's either 0-0, so neither you have to give anything back to the government and the government doesn't have anything to give you back, or the other scenario is that you have to pay something to the government, to the taxes, because you didn't pay enough. And the last one is the possibility that the government will return you some of the money, which would be a very, very nice way right now, basically because a lot of people need the money from anywhere they can get them. So inside the Hacienda, there is a website that has already been activated where you can actually put all your details and check what's waiting for you. If you'll probably get the money back and it's going to be good news. If you will need to pay back and it's not very good news, so you can actually prepare yourself. If you don't know if you want to do rent for last year or not, you can just go there, put the details and know if it's worth it. Why not? You can do it. You'll get some money back. If it shows you that you will need to pay back, then you don't have to do it if you don't want to, of course. But as I've already mentioned, the people who were on ERTE, who have several jobs, or the ones that receive some kind of help from the government, from the social security, they need to do the rent. Obligatory, because if not, for next year, probably they're going to put you a fine of approximately between 300 and 600 euros. These were all the news for today, my dears. What about the Spanish weather? Spanish weather is very nice, although it's changing slightly. As you can see in this picture, there's some strange fog on almost all territory of Spain. It's here as well in Benidorm area, but it usually disappears by the second part of the day, which is the good news. On the north part of Spain, it's going to be raining and it's going to be cloudy, but these won't be very, very heavy rains, just a little bit. What about the Canarian Islands? In Canarian Islands, there is still this calima, which is a hot air brought from Africa together with some sand particles. But there's going to be as well quite a strong wind, which will make the temperatures decrease. And speaking about the temperatures, this is the second picture. As you can see, approximately in all parts of Spain, temperatures are still increasing, except for the north part where it's going to be raining. The north part will have between 11 and 22 degrees, which is still very, very nice for the end of March. In the center, it's going to be between 13 and 21. South part will have 20 to 24, and the Mediterranean area will have between 17 and 25 degrees. Here in Benidorm, it will be about 22 maximum temperatures today. Barcelona 18, Cadiz 22, Granada 23, Malaga will have 21, as well as Marbella. In Sevilla 24, capital Madrid in the center will have 21, Balearic Islands that are Mallorca, Menorca and Ibiza 21 as well. And Canarian Islands temperatures will slightly decrease, as I've already mentioned, and will have approximately 25, with the difference of approximately 3 degrees that we've had yesterday. Yesterday was 28, true summer. And as for this weekend, they don't really say that we have some kind of major changes. Here in our region and in general in the majority of Spain, the skies will be almost everywhere sunny, with a little bit of a fog on the first part in the morning, and then it's going to be sunny, maybe with some minimum amount of clouds. Here in our region, it's not going to be raining this week, but for the middle of the next week, let's say from approximately Wednesday, Thursday, they say that there's going to be some rain coming up to our sunny Benidorm region. Hopefully it's not going to be like that, because there's still 1 week before it, but you never know. We're going to know about it next week. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the news for today. I wish you a very, very nice day. Finish this work day and have the perfect beginning of the weekend. Thank you all for watching once again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you still didn't do so. I'll be very appreciated, and see you tomorrow with a new video on this channel. Bye.